Hi, my name is Bilyeu, and I was lucky enough to go on a abroad trip this May to the Netherlands with faculty Dr. Oswald and Dr. Mauer. We went to 4 different cities. The first stop was Apeldoorn. This is a picture of the royal palace. There is still a royal family who is in charge of the Netherlands. This is a photo of the royal gardens. They are still upkept and are open to the public. Here is our group in front of the royal palace. We were able to learn a lot about Dutch royalty and how they are still processing and carrying on to this day. The next day we took a train to Amersfoort, and there we went to Camp Amersfoort, which is a concentration camp. This site was very heavy, but it was very important for us to learn about the history and how this country was affected by World War II. There was a beautiful memorial for all of the souls who lost their lives and suffered during this time. The next day we rode bikes through the countryside. Bike riding is a very big cultural thing in the Netherlands, and it was really cool to be able to experience getting around in the country this way. We also went to a church, and in this church you can climb up a tower and you can walk out on these glass panels that overlook the whole city, and you can see directly below you. It was really scary, but it was really fun. In this church, there were a bunch of crypts and bones in the cellar. It was really cool to see all of these really old tombs and artifacts from before the 1300s. The next day, we went and bike rode through a national park. It was really cool to see the difference between national parks overseas and what we have in America. The next day, we went to the open air museum. This museum told all about the Dutch history and the lifestyle and the culture, starting from as far back as history goes to modern day. We took some family photos in old style. This is typical Dutch fashion back in the 1800s. We were also able to see different Dutch trades. Here's a photo of a blacksmith. The next day we traveled to Den Helder, and this is the North Sea. We also went to the Naval Museum, as the Navy is a very large part of the Netherlands and their national security. This is a real submarine, and we were able to go inside of it. The next day in Den Helder, we traveled to Ecomar. Ecomar is a museum and sanctuary. It was amazing to see all of the information that they had, as well as some of the animals that they were rehabilitating and how they do things over there. The next day, we went to 2 different plant facilities. Here we got to see how they process plants, and they pick different plants and they specifically breed them for genetics. The flower industry is a huge part of the Dutch economy. Our last city was Amsterdam. It was absolutely beautiful, and here you can see the iconic row houses. We were able to go to the Van Gogh Museum. Here's one of my favorite paintings. We also happened upon a Dutch food festival. It was very crowded with lots of music, and it was really cool to be able to experience some of the culture like that. We went to the botanical gardens as well. We also went to the Children's Museum and were able to be scientists. We also went to the Anne Frank house, but photos were not allowed inside of the house. This is a photo from our very last night in Amsterdam. Overall, these 2 weeks were full of opportunities for learning, for experiencing culture, and making friends. These 2 weeks were some of the best of my life, and I can't recommend study abroad enough.